For this PowerPoint presentation, we are looking at a grammar topic that is called two-way prepositions. You all know what prepositions are. We have dative prepositions, we have accusative prepositions. The prepositions are little words that stand in front of a noun, preposition. The position is the noun, and the pre is in front of, Präposition. And some of the accusative prepositions are durch, für, gegen, ohne, So, durch, für, gegen, ohne, du da, durch, für, gegen, ohne, bis, entlang. So that is what you can sing to remember. And the dative prepositions, you start waltzing. Aus, außer, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu. Aus, außer, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu, etc. Maybe your GEs have done that with you. If not, you can either start singing or remember this little melody. It will help you remember the prepositions. But now we get to prepositions that can take either accusative or dative. Well, if they can take either accusative or dative, there must be a reason for it. And the reason you can discern here in the examples. Was machst du in diesem Teil der Stadt? As opposed to, warum bin ich in diesen Laden gekommen? You have the preposition in both of these examples. The first one says, what are you doing in this part of town? He's surprised. And in the second example, he asks himself, why did I come into the store? Why did I come in again? Maybe you can already discern what the difference is. This one, the first one, what are you doing here as a location in this part of town? And in the second one, a movement is expressed. Why did I enter? Why did I come in diesen Laden? And in the first one, you have in paired with a dative, diesem. Teil is masculine, so it is diesem. In the second example, you have in paired with the accusative. Laden is masculine, and masculine accusative, the ending is en. So in diesen Laden gekommen, in diesem Teil. In the location, you use the dative. In the movement, you use the accusative. So two-way prepositions are basically any preposition that can either express movement or then that can express location. So for example, an, at, auf, on, hinter, behind. You can be at something or you can go on something, you go on the pier, or you are on the pier. That's the difference. Auf, something is on the table, or you're putting something on the table. Hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, and zwischen. So the examples, once again, make it clear. Ich trage ein T-Shirt unter dem Pullover. Under my pullover, I'm wearing a T-Shirt. And stell deine Schuhe nicht auf den Tisch. Don't put your shoes on the table. Imagine here that somebody is literally having shoes in her or his hand and they're moving them on the table. Whereas in the first one, they already wear the shirt and the shirt is under the pullover. So, ich fahre das Auto in die Garage. I'm driving the car into the garage. And der Hund geht in die Küche. The dog goes or is going into the kitchen. In die and in die. Movement. Both times towards a destination. From A to B. From wherever he is, he's entering the garage, and the dog, wherever he or she is, goes into the kitchen. probably smelling the bag of cheese that the owner is opening. So you use accusative. So remember that dative prepositions always take a dative object, even if movement is expressed. So it's only the two-way prepositions that can take either dative or accusative. But the dative prepositions, you're not really expressing any movement here with a preposition. You're just saying that together with your uncle in this example, ich fahre mit meinem Onkel, together with your uncle, you're driving. If the verb doesn't indicate movement, as I said, then you use the dative. You look at the examples. Warum bist, why are, du heute auf dem Kurfürstendamm? Auf dem. And arbeitet im Bereich internationale Finanzen. So, why are you on the Kurfürstendamm? Kurfürstendamm is a street in Berlin. And he works in the area of international finance. Das Auto ist in der Garage. The car is in the garage. You can see this always expresses where somebody is. And der Hund ist in der Küche. The dog is eating in the kitchen. He is still in the kitchen. When you use a two-way preposition with a pronoun, make sure you select a pronoun in the appropriate case. Remember we did accusative and dative pronouns just recently. Ich, nominative, mich, accusative, mir, dative. Die Examples, ich sitze neben dem alten Mann, ich sitze neben ihm, him. I sit next to him. Hat den Teller vor seinen Sohn gestellt. He put the plate in front of his son. Hat den Teller vor ihn gestellt. You will remember am, im, etc. So those are contractions of an plus dem and im plus dem. And you can do the same thing with an plus das, auf plus das. So ans, aufs, ins, am, and im. When you can ask a question, where are they going to? Then it's always an accusative that follows the preposition. Look here. Wohin fahren wir morgen? Where are we going tomorrow? And the answer is, wir fahren morgen in die Stadt. We're going to the city. So they're driving from wherever they are into Eugene. Let's say they're in Junction City and they're driving into Eugene. Wohin gehen die Leute? Sie gehen ins Konzert. You're outside of Matthew Knight Arena, but you're going in. So sie gehen ins Konzert. And when you can ask wo, where, then the preposition and the noun following takes the dative. Wo ist mein Schal? Where's my scarf? And the answer is, dein Schal liegt auf dem Tisch. Your scarf is lying on the table. Some verbs that can express either movement or location are printed here. You will get this from the context. Hängen, liegen, sitzen, stehen. Hängen, legen, setzen and stellen. Setzen, to set down. Stellen, to put. Stehen, somebody is standing. Ja? Das Bild hängt an der Wand und ich hänge das Bild an die Wand. The best suggestion would be you memorize wo and these verbs, and you memorize wohin and these verbs. Those are the two-way prepositions that take either dative or accusative, depending on motion or location. Location takes dative, movement takes accusative.